and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to the most dangerous hour of business news, the Influencer Radio Show. Right here, I am your host, Kevin C. Pride, and I'm sitting here with Brian Brown, the social media bandit. You like that one? You know, like the social media bandit.
Wait. How you gonna give me a nickname? The social media bandit. We're gonna have to take a poll on that. We're gonna have to come up with a series of nicknames and just have a poll on them because social media bandit, I don't think that's going to be.
Like social media. All right. Nah. So everybody out here listening today, we are looking for a nickname for Brian. Okay?
My vote is social media bandit.
Social media bandit.
It's too late.
Well, you are tuned into the most dangerous hour in business radio. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Influencer Radio on the real 1100 AM. Today we are talking about content and we're talking about the power of video. So, tell us a little bit, Brian, about the power of video and social media and what we're doing with video and social media nowadays.
Well, to understand the power of video, you have to understand what you're doing, right? So it begins with content, right? So a lot of businesses now, when you're talking about social media, you're talking about digital, big buzzword now is content. You know, I'm out here making content. You got 5-year-olds talking about making content for my YouTube channel, right? So you got to think about content, right? So there's a couple of ways you can make content. One of the ways you can make content is video. So a lot of times, as us being digital marketing experts, so this is our first show on the real 1100, but we've been doing this for a while, right? Yeah. So we got to give the audience some context to who they're listening to, right? So we are Influencer 365. We are a digital marketing agency based here in Atlanta. And what we do is we help businesses large and small really with their overall digital marketing strategy. And so some of that is generating content, creating content for these businesses. Yes. So some of the content that we can create is video, and video is pretty much the gateway drug.
It's the gateway drug.
It's a gateway drug to a lot of different other pieces of content. You can get a lot of things outside of video. And why is video kind of like the king of content right now? Well,
the power of video is this. And I think what you're hitting on saying that video is the king of content. The reason why, because from video we get so much. You can get audio, you get visuals, you get written content. Mm-hmm. You know, we can grasp all three at one time when we start talking about video and creating this video content versus, you know, let me put out a picture or let me put out a statement or let me just put out audio. When we add that video into it, video has been one of the mediums that's been so powerful since way back in the 50s, the 30s, when the TV was first invented.
Yes.
And go ahead.
Yeah, and it was just like how it is now. It was just used to sell products.
Exactly.
So now, I mean, it's still a tale of oldest time where the first forms of what we consider video, like soap operas, they were used to sell ads for Procter & Gamble. Okay. Same thing is now, but now we just call it branded content. So video can do a lot of things. Of course, you can get a lot of pieces of content from video, but video is pretty much how people are consuming content. It is pretty much the number one source of how people are consuming content over, of course, the written word, and then coming a close second is going to be voice, like you're just Siri.
Now we're talking about video, and we're talking about putting out this video. Let's put this in context, because I think a lot of folks, you know, you might think we're talking about music videos. You might think you be talking about, you know, all this different type of stuff. So what is it that we really are talking about when we start talking about content in the context of business and the type of videos that we need to be putting out for our businesses? Because we deal with a lot of big time businesses. We deal with gyms. We deal with trampoline parks. We deal with associations. We deal with, you know, different groups. So what is it that these different groups and these different organizations can be putting out as far as like video content that can be helping these businesses out here? Because, you know, when we can get so lost in, hey, let's create this, but do we need to be intentional about what we create, and do we need to have some type of plan, some type of strategy with that? And what do we need to do to get these videos out there?
Pretty much everything you do in business needs to be intentional.
Okay.
Including the content that you create. The video content, what makes it so powerful is that it's a very effective way for you to tell your story. At the end of the day, social media, everything that you put out as far as when it comes to marketing and branding has to do with telling your story. What is it that you want to put out there that your customers are going to relate to and get them to act? Right, okay. So they got to get to know you, they got to get to like you, and then eventually they're going to do business with you. Okay. So that's what you want your content to do. You want it to be intentional. You want it to share something about your business or something about what you do to get them to know about your business, where they like you, and then you can then say, hey, you know, well, come to our store or use some of our services to actually buy something.
Now, what's an example of some of the things that we put out video about? Let's talk about Influencer 365, seeing how we're new to the real 1100 AM. You see how I put that little pop in there for them real quick? But seeing how we're new to the real 1100 AM audience, let's talk about some of the video and let's talk about some of the content that we've been putting out with Influencer 365. Because I got to be honest with y'all, we've been doing a lot. Yeah,
we're putting out a lot of content and a lot of video content. So, of course, we put out our interviews that we've done from other podcasts that we do. So you can always go to influencer365.com /radio to see all the interviews that we've done so far, talking to a lot of different influencers. So we put that out there, number one. So it's useful and resourceful information that, number one, whether you use our services or not, you can get this information for free. Now,
free? Yeah,
it's complimentary information
it's never free.
It's always a cost, right? So you get this complimentary information on our website and our social media pages as well. So our goal is to be a resource to our community. Our goal is to be a resource to business owners everywhere where they can get some type of information to take their business to another level. Now, whether they will implement that or not, you can always hire us to do that.
Now, speaking of videos and speaking about some of this marketing content, a big thing that we need to be doing with video this day and age, especially as a business owner, we need to be branding ourselves as an expert in the industry. Mm-hmm. Like Influencer 365, there's I can't think of nobody better. I got to be honest. When it comes to social media marketing, digital marketing, when it comes to marketing your website, putting out content, we got probably one of the best videographers right here in Atlanta working with us, shooting video right here today. You know?
Absolutely. And so it's about using top-notch talents because we are top-notch talent. And so it's about putting that all into a package to give our clients the best experience and the best product possible.
Exactly. And another thing that we're doing is our discussions. You know, the discussions that we're doing and these live events that we're putting together, number one, we're able to bring together business owners. But the other thing about it is being able to educate. It's being able to put out information with people like Lonnie Sabor and Abraham Jong and Marc Parham from the Urban League of Atlanta. You know, so one of the biggest things that we can be doing with video content nowadays is teaching and influencing. Okay, can we say that? Can we say that? Influencing with our video content by putting out, tidbits of information and putting out different things that's going to help influence your audience to choose you because they know that you're the expert in what you're doing. They know when you start talking that, hey, these guys got it together. These guys know what they're talking about. And it reminds me of Enjoy Life. You remember Enjoy Life, one of our first clients that we brought on last year or so. And, we were looking for a way to really market their business and really get them out there and get them going in social media. So one of the biggest things that we did with them was we shot tip videos. Little small tip videos that really highlighted, why they are the experts in home cleaning and why they are the experts in their industry. I think that was one of the greatest things that we could have done for that business because look how that really exploded in their Facebook and in their social media. Mm-hmm. I mean, it went crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it goes back to a method that was coined by Gary Vaynerchuk. It's called jab, 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 right hook. Basically. In that concept is basically you're giving so much information out there that when you do want people to actually purchase something from you or actually use your services, you've given them so much information and so much value that of course they're gonna rock with you. They like you. They know you.
Now, speaking of value and speaking of information, we got a special guest today.
Yes.
I don't know if
Nothing but
if
illustrious
the real
guests.
1100 AM knows us yet, but they're gonna find out today that we do nothing but illustrious guests. And he is the Director of Entrepreneurship at the Urban League. He also hosts his own national radio talk show, just like Influencer 365. But today our guest in studio is Marc Parham. He will be joining us later in the show. We got a couple segments going up. We want to make sure that we get to our ABJ Hot Topics, the Atlanta Business Journal. We want to make sure that we talk about our hot topics for today. And then also, we got the quote of the day. The quote of the day. And y'all going to love this quote today. I'm going to figure out what it is in about 30 more minutes, but y'all going to love it. I hadn't been able to decide just yet what we're going to do.
We've been knowing we're going to be here for like at least 2 weeks, a
I
month,
know.
3
It's
weeks.
so much pressure, though. It's
it's
much
a quote,
pressure.
man. It's a quote.
It's a quote.
You can make
Okay.
one up. No one. You can just say anonymous. No one will ever know.
All right. Anonymous quote. If you need video for your business, if you need video, if you need interviews, if you need business profiles, if you are trying to get some testimonials out there about your business, go to influencer365.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. We got a nice little form down there. If you'll fill that out and let us know a little bit about what it is that you're trying to do, then we can get in contact with you and just kind of let you know some of the stuff that we've been doing for other businesses. Mm-hmm. So we can kind of keep you abreast of what's going on, some of the latest stuff, and we can really get you out there and help you really shine with some video services. How about that?
Sounds like a deal.
It sounds like this is our first break. They don't know yet. They're going to find out. But it sounds like this is our first break. Let's go to break. And after we come back, we're going to come back with some ABJ hot topics, some of the hot topics of the day. Hi, this is Kevin Pride, Influencer 365.
And I'm Brian Brown.
Tonight we're here at Discussions and we're going to have an interesting conversation about mobile domination. So Discussions is a great opportunity for you guys to come out and network, meet other business owners.
It was a great event with a lot of information about social media, digitizing, monetizing.
The most powerful thing about social media is, number one, is being able to connect with people that you might not see. Now I can connect with people in China, I can connect with people in Africa, I can connect with people all over the world.
I think it makes these networking events even more beneficial because I may not have met you in person, but I've seen you.
Everybody should come to the next one.
And we have discussions every single month, so please come and join us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are back with Influencer 365. Right here, this segment we like to do is called the Atlanta Business Journal Hot Topics. So we want to discuss some of the hot topics today, some of the stuff that you might be able to catch on atlbusinessjournal.com. Brian, what's that first hot topic?
See now you have to understand why is the Atlanta Business Journal a part of our show? That's why is that? It's because that we are partners with the Atlanta Business Journal. So the Atlanta Business Journal, for people that don't know, has been a publication that's been around for over 27 years. And it talks about a lot of business news. If you want to read a lot of business news, you can go to atlbusinessjournal.com. We have news stories on there every single day. So here are some hot topics for the day. This story is going to be kind of interesting to you, Kevin. It's a question: is Bitcoin making a comeback? Right?
No.
So today, Bitcoin rose over 11,000 today, the highest level since March 5th. The digital currency turnaround is up more than 170% from the start of the year and has given many hopes that the worst is over for the most popular cryptocurrency. So
I know it's over. It's been over. Let me tell you our problem with Bitcoin, because I invested in this and I lost several $1,000s. My wife, I'm still sorry, okay? Because I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I knew all about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and I just kept seeing it rising and rising. But the biggest problem that you see is with this. You can't transact with it. There's no real transactions with it. You know, it's great for if you got, $2 or $3 million that you need to move quickly. But for the most part, on an everyday level, you can't really transact with it. And I remember back 2 or 3 years ago, I had some friends, everybody was getting into these like Bitcoin ATMs and all this type of stuff. And I never even saw that really come to fruition. So I got to say, it's down and out on my books.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think that's because people really don't know. I mean, the average person probably doesn't really know how to use cryptocurrency. But I think it could be making a comeback because of, just like last week, Facebook announced that it was having its own cryptocurrency coming out, and they're going to be able to use that. You can use that currency for ads. So we do a lot of Facebook ads for our clients, and so you can use the currency to do that. So maybe that is some type of correlation with the cryptocurrency. That
I gotta be honest with you though, I see the United States and mostly everybody, we're still transacting with this dollar, and I don't see this dollar fading away or going away for a very long time. So I think the cryptocurrency market has a long way to go. I think they got some great technology behind it, but I think it's going to be a while before we really see an emergence of a strong cryptocurrency that, number one, we can invest in and make some money, but really transact with.
Gotcha. Well, we'll see. And if you guys want to be a part of the conversation, you can always go to our Facebook page, which is going to be 365 Influencer. And you can just leave your comments below. You believe cryptocurrency is making a comeback? Did you invest in cryptocurrency like Kevin?
Matter of fact, that's a great discussion. If you lost money in Bitcoin, please inbox us at facebook.com/influencer365. Let's talk about it. Let's see. We know several people. Matter of fact, we know the president of the chamber of the blockchain Chamber of Commerce, and maybe we'll have her on to answer some of those questions. How about that?
Absolutely. So next hot topic is that Shaq was looking to buy Reebok. Now, this was a hot story on AtlantaBusinessJournal.com. He was saying that Shaquille O'Neal has a long history with Reebok, as his first signing when he first got into the NBA was a multi-year deal with the shoemaker, which was worth over $15 million in 1992. Wow, they really lowballed that, right? And say he wants to buy the company because Adidas, who is the current owner since 2005, has diluted the brand so much to where it's almost gone. So do you think that Shaq having being an influencer as he is, coming back and really revitalizing the brand of Reebok, can he do that by himself?
Did y'all see them Shaq shoes? Okay, I remember. Do y'all remember the Shaq shoes that was in Walmart? Did y'all see them? Okay. So if that's what we're trying to take on Reebok to do, I'm gonna tell Shaq, please let Reebok be Reebok. But no, if I think honestly, Shaq is a very, very smart individual. He's a doctor. Mm-hmm. He's Dr. Shaq now. Yeah. Dr. Dunk, Dr. Knock Down the Goal, whatever you want to call him. But I think he can really make it work, and I think he's one of the few individuals that possibly can. Mm-hmm. The main thing that I hope, Nike has such a major market share when you start talking about shoes and you start talking about basketball, you start talking about all this different type of stuff. Nike run it. Mm-hmm. I'm rocking Nikes. Don't tell nobody. But I'm just saying. So I don't know what Shaq is going to bring to Reebok that's really going to push Reebok and propel Reebok forward.
Well, in this day of influencer marketing, you see that influencers are able to kind of revitalize brands. Because look at Champs, right? Okay. Champion, back in the day was something that we used to buy at Walmart, but now you buying a Champion sweatshirt for about $60. Okay. So and all they did was use influencers to wear their product, just kind of like Damon John did with FUBU. Okay. And now it's back to being a household name. So maybe him being an influencer as he is, like he's on the General now, like you buying car insurance with the General, you buying.
Shaq on everything though, because like Shaq is like. I'm selling insurance. I'm selling chicken. I'm selling the trip to the movies. I got Icy Hot.
Carnival cruise line.
Cars. It's so hard. It's one of those type things. You can't really be behind everything. Okay. Yeah. So it really starts to make you wonder: what is he really gonna do with Reebok, and is that really gonna be a big help, or is it just another PR stunt? You know what I'm saying? Shaq's starting to own Reebok. Go buy Reebok. Nobody's really he don't play no more. Maybe if Anthony Davis was doing it.
But see, that's the power of it, right? So just like with Jordan and brand Jordan with Nike, he's able to bring all these other athletes. Like he has Russell Westbrook, he has Carmelo Anthony, he has like so many other NBA players that he's just brought on along with his brand.
Okay.
So Shaq could probably do the same thing. Just think about Kawhi Leonard, who signed with New Balance. It's a lot of people that's looking.
I don't want to think about Kawhi Leonard because they beat Golden State, okay? And we were supposed to keep the championship in the United States. I don't even want to go there, all right? But y'all beat a broken team, all right? Great Toronto.
No asterisks. No asterisks.
You get nothing behind it. You get no exclamation mark. You get nothing behind it. I'm sorry, you just don't.
They get a chip.
Exactly. They get a chip.
And a ring.
And a ring.
Next topic.
Well, for the next topic, this is a headline that comes out of Cannes Lions. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Cannes Lions, it's a kind of a yearly kind of marketing, advertising expo and also competition that happens at Cannes. If you're familiar with the Cannes Film Festival that happens over in Cannes, France, this is the same place. And so this time, the headlines that came out of it is that about the advertising world and how it takes place in a time of change. And so the backdrop of this entire festival, you had a lot of different ads that were very about diversity and inclusion, with Nike's infamous Colin Kaepernick ad that they had. You have Coca-Cola doing more diversity in marketing. McDonald's, even we've seen Burger King doing more as far as like with diversity and inclusion, and also creating compelling storylines throughout the entire year. Okay. So basically, the question had to is coming where is this where advertising is going? Is it where you have to make several different pieces of ad content for a variety of different groups? Like, I need a Latino ad. I need an African American ad. I need an Asian ad.
My favorite saying is, if I'm not reflected in this advertising, then I feel like it's not for me. When I see advertising and I don't see myself in it, whether I'm a Latino, whether I'm Asian, whether I'm black, whatever race that I decide to be a part of, it's just, if I don't see myself reflected in this advertising, I don't feel like it's for me. And I think this whole thing of inclusion and diversity, honestly, I'm so glad to see this coming about, because honestly, we win when everybody gets a chance to sit at the table. We really do. And that's for all companies. It's not just for black companies. It's not just for white companies. It's for all companies, because you're talking about America, and America is the melting pot of everybody. So we need to make sure that we're creating advertising that's reflecting the population that we're in front of. We need advertising that reflects America. Look at companies like Nike. Look at companies like even Reebok. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They've understood this whole diversity thing. Is our advertising needs to speak to all of these different consumers, because at the end of the day, we want all y'all money. All of it.
True. And I think it also speaks to, even though that is the goal for these companies is to get everybody's money, because they just see green. No, not really.
All y'all money.
All y'all money.
All y'all money.
All y'all money. I think it is a good sign, saying that that's where hopefully it's a good sign that that's where the shift in the country is going, is saying that we want to see ourselves represented, and not only are we seeing it in movies like last year with the Crazy Rich Asians and a lot of
you like that movie?
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie.
I see you mentioned that one a lot. You like that movie. I'm gonna go check that one out just because of you.
But you see all these movies, and now it just makes sense for it to be in advertising. I think it's just about time.
It's one of those type of things, though. At the heart and the essence of everything, we are so much alike. I don't care whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're Asian, whether you're Latino. All of us want the same thing, and all of us we approach life really so similarly. We want a good family. We want somewhere safe. We want somewhere peaceful, and we want to be able to have a good time. Mm-hmm. So, if you want to have a good time, all right.
Where is this going?
If you want to have a good time, join us at the Russell Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship coming this Thursday, June the 27th. We will be there. We'll be sitting down with Lisa Nicole Cloud. You might know her from Married to Medicine. You might know her from the Lisa Nicole collection. You might know her from 5 Links. This woman has done so much stuff. She's tremendous. She's awesome. She's an influencer. I don't know what else I can really say about it. I've said so much already.
Yeah, she is a lot. There's a lot of information about Lisa Nicole Cloud, but a lot of people don't know that she has built a lot of $1 million businesses and helped a lot of people reach $1 million status through helping them with their business. And so she's going to be sitting down with us talking about branding 2.0, right? So how do you brand yourself and brand your company in this digital age? And so it's going to be really exciting topics for anybody that's looking to take their brand, whether it's their company brand or their personal brand, to another level. You definitely do not want to miss this event. And we're going to be at the Russell Center for Innovation Entrepreneurship, which is a new facility, which is going to be opening up in 2020. But we get the ability to be there now. So you're going to get an exclusive look at this awesome facility that's going to be focusing on businesses or specifically Black businesses.
Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Another person that's going to be joining us will be Marc Parham. He is the Director of Entrepreneurship for the Urban League. He's also a national radio host and now TV personality.
Yes.
He will be at the Russell Center with us on June 27th, hosting the event for us, and he will be with us after the break. So coming back, we got Marc Parham. You ready for that?
I'm ready.
Hi, this is Kevin Pride, Influencer 365.
And I'm Brian Brown.
Tonight we're here at Discussions and we're going to have an interesting conversation about mobile domination. So Discussions is a great opportunity for you guys to come out and network, meet other business owners.
It was a great event with a lot of information about social media, digitizing, monetizing.
The most powerful thing about social media is, number one, is being able to connect with people that you might not see. Now I can connect with people in China, I can connect with people in Africa, I can connect with people all over the world.
I think it makes these networking events even more beneficial because I may not have met you in person, but I've seen you.
Everybody should come to the next one.
And we have discussions every single month, so please come and join us.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Influencer Radio with Brian Brown and Kevin C. Pride. Today, our in-studio guest is Marc Parham. He is the Director of Entrepreneurship for the Urban League. He is also national radio show host for the Cap Builders Network. He is also a TV celebrity. He is also an author. I don't know what else to say about you. How you doing today, Marc?
Keep going. I need some more. I like that. I'm gonna let you introduce me all the time. I'm doing great,
doing
man.
today, Marc?
Got a little tear in my eye watching you young brothers, man. Y'all getting it in. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. I like your energy, what you're putting out. The show's gonna go a long ways, brother.
Hey, man, coming from you, that means a lot because you have seen this thing from the start to the finish. Right. I remember with the first discussions when I was running around nerves, I was just, my God, what we going to do? Yeah. What we going to do? What we going to do? So today we're talking about discussions, and what we want to do is kind of share with our audience about discussions. Why? What's the importance of discussions, Marc, the way that you see it, and what do you think this is for business owners? Why is this so important?
Well, I think the key word that you're calling is discussions.
Okay.
Because a lot of times when people go to events, people are talking at them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing I really appreciated when we do this discussions thing, we started out talking to the audience, and we let them be engaged in the conversation. So they can ask questions and comments, so we're really actually having a discussion. And I think what's so strong about that is that people are tired of going to events where they're talked at.
Yeah.
People are implying that they don't really know anything, and a lot of these people do have information they want to share, but they just don't have a stage to do it. We just got to control the stage. But
we learned that the hard way.
Yeah, we learned that the hard way. But the fact is, people want to talk. People want to share. And I think that's what the great thing about doing discussions is that we make it an open environment. People can share and talk and communicate. And I really like the fact that it's been such a cross-section of people that come to it.
Very diverse.
And the networking that goes on before discussions is almost as important as discussions. I've seen all kind of relationships get developed as a result of that.
And honestly, that's what it's all about. It's about coming in and meeting somebody else that you don't know in a different industry, a different business, that you guys can come together and do some great things together.
Yeah.
Yeah, people have reached out to me as a result of, just meeting them at the discussions. You know? So,
and I mean the spirit of collaboration that we bring together, because the thing about us, like we're talking about diversity and inclusion, and that's what it's about. It's about bringing all these different people from different walks of life together, and just garnering those conversations and getting that networking going and getting people talking to each other. Just the type of stuff that comes from that is just amazing. This week, we're sitting down with Lisa Nicole Cloud, and we'll be talking about branding 2.0. So, Brian, what is the importance of branding your business? I think we talked about that today in the staff meeting. What's the importance of branding your business?
We actually did talk about that in our staff meeting today, and the importance of branding your business is because it's about longevity, right?
Okay.
But what makes your business something that's trendy, and then something that something that can last long, is about how people perceive your brand to be, right? So think about brands like Apple, Nike, Disney, right? These are people and businesses that have shown consistency and have given a great quality in the value of the products that they produce. And it's a perception as well. So how people perceive your business or your brand is how they're going to continue to do business with you. It's about turning a customer into an advocate, and that's through a whole host of different things, from your marketing to the content you produce to the customer service that you give. It's a full effect of what people think about when they say your business.
Now, Mark, you are the Director of Entrepreneurship. What are some of the keys and some of the things that you teach these young students about branding? And don't forget, I was one of your students, so I remember.
and not only young students, we got some old students too. But I think the thing is, first, you are your brand.
Okay.
A lot of times you talk about branding the business, but you're that brand. So when you walk out of the house, I don't care what it is you're doing, you're that brand. So you are the brand is you, and then the business follows. So I think any social media, anything that you do, how you represent yourself is how you represent your business. So that's one of the things we really try to teach people. When you enter the room, what do people see?
Wow.
When you open your mouth to speak, what they hear. It doesn't matter if you don't look right, you don't sound right, it doesn't matter what you're selling.
That's true.
Okay? So you are the brand. So I try to tell people they got these crazy Facebook pages, where they want to be serious in business, but all crazy and wilding out on Facebook.
That's true.
And they don't understand when people Google them, that's what they see. And they're making a decision on doing business with you. I don't care if it's buying ice cream based on who you are, how you treat your family, how you treat your friends. Social media has really opened it up. You used to be able to hide behind yellow page ads. You used to be able to hide behind newspaper ads. You can't hide anymore. And when you put it out there, it's out there forever.
Yes.
So you can't I take it back. I didn't mean that.
But no, I think that's a very important thing that you hit upon when we start talking about branding and social media, because it matters what's on that Facebook page.
It matters.
It matters what's on your Twitter account.
Right.
Kevin Hart found that out the wrong way, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or the
a lot
hard way, I guess.
A lot of people found that out, yeah.
So it really matters about this content, because nowadays we have this ability to connect with all these different people. Right. We can connect with over 2 billion people right there on Facebook. You got LinkedIn, you got Instagram. So what is some of the keys and some of the tips that we can give our audience and give our listeners about, how to brand yourself properly in social media? I'm going to let Mark, you jump in first.
First thing, know who you are.
Okay.
I mean, have a good concept of who you are and how you want to be represented, period. And then know what your business is and be able to talk about it in 60 seconds or less. When you go to an event and you ask somebody about their business and after 10 minutes you still don't understand what they're doing, that's a problem, okay? So you got to know who you are, what you represent, what your values are, because that's what people are looking for. That's how people are making the decision to do business with you. So that's one of the things we really push, teaching you how to talk about yourself and teaching you how to talk about your business effectively in 90 seconds or less.
That's beautiful.
If you can't get it out 90 seconds, then let them ask you questions. But if you can't get out 90 seconds to step back and they say, well, tell me more, then you're doing a good job. But you get through talking, they go, okay, thanks. You know.
I still don't get what you're
Yeah, I still don't get what you and they won't be back. You know,
won't.
especially when you get a chance, you know, at every meeting, you go to a networking event, and they say, do we have any new people here? And you stand up. That 90 seconds you have is the most important 90 seconds. If you blow that, nobody's going to come up to you after you get through asking you to tell them about the business. So we try to make sure they know who they are, who they are. And a lot of people still don't know who they are.
That's true.
Okay.
And a lot of people out here, what we learned last week from Miss Gabrielle Joffe is be authentic.
Right, be authentic.
Jaffe.
Jaffe Joffer. No, but no, be authentic and be true to your brand and be true to yourself. And one of the biggest things that we do with Influencer 365 is to help companies start to identify what that relationship is, what that brand looks like, and what that messaging should sound like, and how can we form this cohesive message between each other. Now, tell me, is it important when I start to brand myself and I start to put out content, is it important that I'm getting likes on everything that I do? Is that the important part? Brian Brown, the social media bandit, he don't like the nickname.
You know,
We gonna get it.
social media man. I mean, you know, this is the likes are great.
Okay.
You know, but it's really about what people are doing after they like it. You know, what other engagement can you get out of it? Social media is a powerful tool. It can help you really, you know, become whoever you want to be on there.
That's true.
At the same time,
it can expose some things too, though. Let's be honest about that. Bow Wow found out the hard way, didn't he?
It could definitely do that. But for a business, you need it to make sense for you. You need it to actually be a tool for you to do something. Whether that's have people come to your store, whether that's have people purchase products, you have to get some type of conversion out of that. So I think that's going to come, whether it's going to have to come in your content, the type of content that you're producing, and then what you're putting in there to compel people to activate them to do something. So it has to be intentional.
Okay. Yeah. Now, one of the most powerful things, Mark, that I think that you ask of most of your classes, and especially at the end, is would you do business with you?
Right.
Now, explain that to me. Explain the psychology behind that. Would you do business with you? How do we need to be thinking when we're putting this content out?
Well, I think you got to be objective about it. Not only would you do business with you, I got a lot of people wanting to come borrow money from a lender. If you had the money, would you lend yourself that money?
Okay.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Would you do business with you? Are you offering the kind of customer service and the quality of work and the things that you would purchase?
Okay.
If you would purchase it, chances are someone will purchase from you. So you have to make sure that you're treating yourself as a customer to make sure that you would do business with yourself. A lot of times people get mad at, when they start a business, none of their friends do business with them.
That's true.
Because their friends know how they really are. Okay? So I think it's important. You got to ask yourself, would you do business? Are you conducting yourself in a way that has integrity and honor? And even if things don't go right, you'll honor up and step up and say, you know what?
Okay.
Let's fix this. And I think that's something that's so important. Instead of playing the blame game all the time, you're going to have problems. And it's how you deal with those problems that will determine how successful you will be. Every time you have a problem, you're blowing up, losing it. Now with social media, you do that. Somebody probably got your own camera.
Before you know it, it's a Google review.
Now,
so one big thing that you're hitting on right now is how you handle problems. And I think that hits home with one of the biggest things that we're pushing right now or trying to get across to businesses is reputation management. Because reputation matters. Mm-hmm. It matters what happens when somebody types in Influencer 365 and they see what comes up on that front page of Google. You know what I'm saying? It matters what information people can find out there about you. So is that a part of branding? Making sure managing that reputation? And what can we do to manage that reputation better? I know one of the biggest things and one of the biggest things of this year has been tell your story. Okay? And I know we talk so much about social media, but there's other ways to tell our story. There's other places that we can tell our story. One great place that you can tell your story is the Atlanta Business Journal, atlbusinessjournal.com. I can turn anything to a commercial, I promise y'all. Okay? I am the promo king. But that's my new... No, don't.
Promo king.
Let's don't do that. But seriously, telling your story. And how is it that because we work with a lot of different organizations. And, you know, it's bigger than social media. I know we talk so much about social media, and social media is a very powerful tool. But there's other places on the internet other than Facebook, other than Instagram. Maybe you don't know it, maybe you do. But what is the importance of getting this content out and telling your story, and not just on social media, but in other outlets? Brian, I'm going to throw that one to you real quick.
So social media is hot right now, right? Everybody's like, you got to be on social, do everything digital, but these traditional mediums still work. I think it's an all-in approach.
Okay.
Right? It's not just about doing things digitally. Like, of course, you want to make sure that you're doing the right things on social and digital, because that is, you know, part of the present and the future. At the same time, you want to, not everybody's going to be on Facebook. Not everybody's going to be on Instagram. Not everybody's going to be on LinkedIn. So you want to make sure that you're covering your bases. You want to make sure that I am connecting with the right audience, my audience. And so you have to really do your research to find out where your audience is. Like, your audience might be on Real 1100 AM. So you should be advertising on Real 1100 AM, right?
It could be on atlbusinessjournal.com. And you really should be advertising with the Atlanta Business Journal. I'm just saying.
But you just want to make, because people take in information differently. Okay. Some people do video. Some people, I can watch a video, now I know how to do everything I need to do. Some people, I need to read it. I got to see it in print. I gotta pick it up physically, so it has to be in a newspaper or a book or a magazine. Okay. And then some people just have to listen to it. Like, I need to listen to a podcast, or if it just told me what to do, then I know how to do it, or if that's how I got the information. So you just want to make sure that you're covering a variety of media channels.
Okay. Mark?
Well, one thing I do want to say, you said something important. You got to know who your customers are.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. You know, people come to me and I say, who are you going to sell to? And they go, we're going to sell to the whole world. but the whole world ain't buying it. You got to really know who your customers are, and you got to know their pain.
Okay.
You know, you got to solve their problems, you know. So the whole deal is communicating them in a way that they understand that you understand what their problems are, and that you can help them solve their problems and take that pain away. I don't care if it's getting your grass cut, painting your house, whatever it is they need help with, and you got to give them the confidence that you can help them solve that problem.
Dropping nuggets. We dropping nuggets today.
You know, and it's simple. I mean, we go way back to the old school. Young fellas may not know. But the fact is, I mean, that's the way it all got started, solving someone else's problems. Mm-hmm. As long as you can, and there's something else about posting. You got to be consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's throwing stuff out here every now and then. I think one of the reasons my show remained successful is because every Monday, even tonight, I'm doing a replay show at 7 p.m., you can tune in. You can hear me and my guests talking about something. It's been that way for 5 years. You know, it's on Monday nights. Now it's on Monday afternoons and Wednesday afternoons. But every week at the same time, you got to be consistent.
Well, let me tell you this. When we start talking about consistency, you can tune in to Influencer 365, the exclusive influencer radio experience, every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. right here on the Real 1100 AM. I tell you, I can turn anything into a promo.
But I mean, Mark, you do harp on something about consistency, right? It is about consistency because people, I mean, you have to realize when you get into business or whatever you do that is worthwhile, that you're really investing in, it is not a sprint. Mm-mm. It is a marathon. Okay. So it's going to be about consistency. So people are going to go out there, I'm going to get on Facebook, I'm going to put my business up there, and then you turn around and a week later you got 10 people that actually liked your page and you done liked 1,000 people, right?
You know, something else about social media, it's social. If people are liking your stuff, you need to investigate them and like their stuff too.
Absolutely.
It's a two-way street. It's not one way.
Now, one thing that everybody keeps talking about social, Facebook. Why is everybody sleeping on email? Email is still the most effective business communication tool out out there. And I know Mark is a avid user of email because I get like 5 or 6 of them from per week. So give us some tips that we can do to help brand ourselves with email a little bit more, because I think we're sleeping on that.
Yeah, but first you really have to find a good email solution.
Okay.
You know, there's so many of them out there that not only sending email, it's something you guys talk about all the time, the metrics. Did they open my email?
Yes.
What did they do after they opened it? I use an email solution that I can tell what they did when they opened it, what they had for lunch that day. What they had for breakfast. No, but the point is, you got to have something that gives you the metrics. People are always going to comment, but you can tell they opened it. Mm-hmm. All by your subject line. I've sent the same email out with the different subject lines.
Okay.
And got totally different responses.
Wow.
So you can do A and B split testing, but you got to get a good comprehensive email solution so you can track the effectiveness of your emails.
And like I tell people all the time, you know, the power of newsletters and the power of email nowadays is not so much whether or not they open every single email. Right. It's the fact you see me.
Right.
You constantly seeing Influencer 365 digital marketing agency in your inbox over and over again. You constantly seeing Cap Builders talk. See, I thought you know what?
But I tell you what's interesting. On all my emails, I send my picture out.
Okay.
So people come up to me and go, I know you from somewhere. I go, I know where you know me from. You may not know. You've been looking at my face every Monday morning at 10:15 a.m. for the last 5 years. I know. But I've been doing it, and I say 10:15 a.m., that's what time it goes out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I found that sometimes when I don't send it out, people are texting me later. You're not doing a show tonight?
Wow.
I mean, that's how used they are to the consistency.
Now tell me this. You said 10:15. Is that a special time that you found that your engagement is higher, or is it?
Yeah, I found it was higher by looking at the metrics because here's what I found. They get to work, they open their mailbox, they go through everything.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to break.
Mm-hmm.
They come back from break about 10 o'clock. Guess what? Their mailbox is empty, and I'm at the top. Okay. You know, so I found that by looking at the metrics, 10:15, I found that people have gone to break, cleaned out their mailbox. But if I would have sent it any earlier, my message is mixed in with everyone else's. So now when they get back from break, I'm in the top 10 at least.
So I sent an email this morning at 8:30. So that's why my open rate was 11%.
Hey,
so see, always learning from the master.
Yeah, but you'll find that they have so many. They're just waking up. They're going through it, and they're scanning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm trying to get people to click instead, flick. They're flicking through it. I'm trying to get them to click on my messages. And so I try to send them at about 10:15. And I found that I have a higher open rate just because of that time of day.
You know, I typically like to send mine out like right before lunch.
You like right before lunch?
Yes.
That's not a bad time either.
Because I've found that sometimes when people are like, they're looking for things to watch, they're going to be on their phones. Right. So I'm going to be going to my phone. I'm going to look for things to read, especially when it comes to like, working with the Atlanta Business Journal. Right. Those articles, those stories, I can read that through my lunchtime.
Plus, you're trying to figure out what not to do before they don't want to start no more work before they go to lunch. Exactly. They just got to sit there waiting.
But see, I had a different thought process about it. I thought I want to be the first thing you see when you look at your email, because I think everybody in business, when the first things we do when we get up, we start to check text messages, you check social media, and then you check that email. So if you are watching right here on Facebook Live, comment and let us know what time do you send out your emails, and let's see who is the most effective. All right? And tomorrow, let's do a test. No, let's don't do it tomorrow. I got too much to do. But next week, we're going to send out 3 emails. One from Brian, one from Kevin, and one from Mark. We're going to see who get the highest open rate at everybody different time. All right? So if you're at home and you're listening and you want to receive this email, see, I told y'all. If you want to be a part of the conversation, go to influencer365.com. Go all the way down to the bottom of the page. You'll see a beautiful sign-up form right there. Put your information in there. Let us know a few of your pain points that we can help you solve. And therefore, we can get in contact with you and have those conversations with you about your business, how you can grow your business, and what you need to be doing as far as digital marketing. Now, as far as what we need to be doing as far as digital marketing, because we got a couple minutes before break. We got discussions coming up. June 27th, Russell Center. Brand new innovation, entrepreneurship. This is the place to be. All right, if you in downtown Atlanta, this is the place to be. We'll be sitting down with Lisa Nicole Cloud, Marc Parham, Brian Brown, and myself, Kevin Pride. Give me just a little preview of some of the stuff we're gonna be doing, Mark.
Well, the first thing is about branding.
Okay.
This young lady has branded herself.
Yes.
And use that brand to influence other brands. You've been talking about being an influencer, and that's what happens. As you brand yourself, you become an influencer. So it's going to be great to hear. Nobody hears the backstory. Nobody saw when Jay-Z was slinging CDs out of his trunk. Everybody sees today's story. What's going to be great about talking with her is understanding she didn't just wake up into this. She's been working on this a long time. So it's going to be great to hear that story.
Brian?
And I honestly, for all those listening at home thinking that, you know what, Is this for businesses? No, it's for individuals too.
Right.
Personal branding is more important than ever. You think that job you're working on is secure? Right? Just imagine if you really work on your personal brand when it comes to a platform like LinkedIn, and if you start producing content, you start working on your own personal brand. So when it is time for you don't get that raise you're looking for. You know what? You can reach out to somebody. Or matter of fact, somebody might reach out to you because they're interacting with you and say, hey, you know what? I see that you're here, but there's an opportunity here, and I want you to be a part of what we're doing here. So it's not just about for businesses. It's for individuals, and we're in the age of personal brand. Everybody's a reality star.
That's true. Too many people is reality.
Too many people.
Got all these Facebook Live people now. Everybody.
Exactly. We reality stars. Well, if you want to meet Marc Parham and Brian Brown and Kevin C. Pride in person, along with Lisa Nicole Cloud, please join us at the Russell Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, right there at 504 Fair Street in Atlanta, Georgia. I do not know the zip code, but that's all right. We'll be getting started about 6:30. We got cocktails provided by the world famous Rock Drinks. He is killing the Southeast region. We are everywhere. We're all over Tennessee and Mississippi, Alabama. No, Mississippi. We don't do nothing in Mississippi. We don't do nothing in Mississippi. We stay out of Mississippi. But we also got music provided by the fabulous DJ Kryptonite. All right. And then also we got hors d'oeuvres. So get there early.
Horse divorce. So Mark, where can people connect with you at?
I think connect with me, Cap Builder Talk Radio Show, or they can go to Cap Builder Network and click. Or if they want to set up a coaching session, they can go to meetwithmark.com. It'll bring up my calendar. You can schedule a call with me. But I look forward to talking with all of you.
All right. And we will be right back after this break, and we're not gonna do a break.
No,
that's
over.
What we're gonna do.
This is the first show. We wrapped it up.
He said we threw.
Yeah,
well, that's what that means.
Yes.
Well, real quick, let's get it out here. The quote of the day: every next level of your life will demand a different you. And I am a different Kevin than I was 10 years ago. I really am.
You're a different Kevin than you were a couple months ago, man.
Yeah, real talk.
Seriously, you're evolving every day. You evolve every day.
Well, thank y'all so much.